Guess what? Guess
What?
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 We got Johnny here! Woo! Oh my God! You guys, look who's on my channel. Johnny. Johnny.
I'm here. Here's Johnny.
I can't believe it. I really can't. We were in the background. You know how easy it is to talk to Johnny. So I just kept talking and talking. And I looked up and I was like, oh shit, we're late. I was like, we got to go live. We're going live. It's so easy to lose track time. So sorry. That's why we were live. Because that was me talking to Johnny. Yes, it was.
As always.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for asking me. And I'm very honored to be here.
It's so amazing. I can't wait to dig deep.
Ooh. Things that make you go,
And we're not going to be asking Johnny anything about reselling or anything about YouTube, because guess what? We know it all, and that's not this show. I don't ask any. I leave that to the professional, which is Johnny.
Oh, please.
All right, let's start saying hi to some people that are here.
You have a chat full today.
I know, that's awesome. We have first one here. We have Georgia. Good morning, Georgia. How are you, honey? And then we have Kathy's World. Good morning, Kathy's World. Thank you for being here. Just having coffee, waiting for the interview. New here. I know you are new. Welcome to the channel.
Yes.
And my Bonnie. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Good morning, my beautiful woman, Bonnie. I love you. Good morning, little Debbie. How are you, my sweet little Debbie? Mwah. Who else? I'm going to go down. You guys saying hi. Look who's here. Look who's here. It's Johnny. And if I don't have you blue, I'm going to make you guys blue. Kathy, I'm turning you blue now. And I know Robert wasn't blue, but I already got Robert. Anyone else? Yeah, I got Robert.
Dawn, hello, good morning and welcome. She's here too this morning.
Let's see. We got Papa Smurf Jay. Good morning, Papa Smurf Jay. Mwah. Good morning, honey. How are you? And we got Robert. Good morning, Robert. Mwah. Good morning. I hope you're well. I hear today's your first day of vacation. You go. Go have fun. Go have fun. I hope it doesn't snow. So on vacation, you're not cleaning out the snow, you and Johnny. Because that means I will get snow too. But I won't clean.
I'm going to give you a secret. I don't clean up the snow neither. We have somebody in our lawn people that come and do it for us.
Oh, awesome. Hey, Tommy. Mwah. How are you? How's Des? Send her a big hug and kiss from me, please. And we have Jersey Girl. Hey, Jersey Girl.
Thank you, Lisa.
How are you?
Yes.
Let me look. Just me, Kathy, my angel. Mwah, mwah. Good morning, honey. Give Mom a hug and a kiss for me. I hope you guys are doing better. Who else? Who else is here? Little Debbie, Lisa, Steven. Good morning, Steven. How are you? Good morning. And we got Dawn and Mary. Good morning. I think that could be Dawn.
Most likely, yes.
Hello, my beautiful, sweet Dawn. Kathy. Who else? We got Myra. Good morning, Myra. Good morning. Ooh, I'm trying to click on you. There you go. Good morning. I went to go hear your verse of the day this morning. Awesome, girl. I love it. Guys, need to catch up on that. It's a great way to start your morning.
Yes.
It really is. Yeah. All right. I think I went through everybody. I don't think I missed anyone. Let's wait a little bit longer to get more people
Ronnie
in
G's here. Good morning.
Who?
Ronnie G.
My Ronnie. Ronnie.
And Warcraft. Good morning.
You're freaking awesome, Ronnie.
Robin is in the house.
We got Warcraft. Hey, Warcraft. How are you, honey? How are you? Oh. Good morning, Robin. Good morning, honey. She is my famous editor. She's my editor. Nobody else's. She's amazing. I love her.
Your own personal, what?
My own personal, yes, absolutely.
Yes, Ronnie, I am in the hot seat.
No.
Well, it must be something because I think that's the third time I hear it this morning.
No, it's not. It's not at all. And everyone knows that.
I know. I've watched your shows before.
I think we caught up to every. Oh, no. We got good morning, Ron. My handsome Ron. Good morning. Mwah. All right. Oh, you're having a big show Saturday night? I know it's late for you, Johnny, but he does sports cards.
Yeah, I'm in wanting to catch it, so yeah.
He brings out some really good sports cards. Great prices. Yeah. All right.
Crazy May's here. Good morning. She came over from the morning show.
Oh, welcome. So we know Crazy May?
Yes. She's in my morning show lately every morning. I'm starting to get a lot of regulars that are new that are coming in every day, and yeah.
Okay, Crazy May, I turned you blue. I think that's happy everyone that
Ron. Today's Ron's birthday. Yeah, she's new here, but she's new to the community as well, and been in the morning show a lot.
Today's Ron's birthday?
Yes.
Happy birthday, Ron.
Oh, Sun and Moon came in.
Happy birthday. Good. Jessica. Hello, Jessica. Thank you for coming in, honey. Mwah.
Good morning, Jessica. I missed your name in there.
Mwah. Crazy Maze.
I'm so used to doing the highlighting in the StreamYard. It's like I know I can't because I'm not on that side of the screen.
Yes. Stop it. Just stop it over there. Don't think that you can play with your mouse. Take your hands off your mouse.
On the chat. Oh, you got John in here this morning.
Good morning, Sun and Moon. Mwah. Good morning. Oh, we got Bama picking grinding. I should say grinding. Good morning. Mwah.
Good to see you, John.
All right. Here we go. I'm nervous, guys. All right. So, Johnny.
Yes, Susanna.
How are you this morning?
I'm blessed. Thank you.
Awesome. You're always blessed.
Yes.
And I love to hear it that you always say you're blessed.
Yep.
Love it.
I know even everywhere I go, even at the post office, when I walk in, it's like, how you doing? I said, I'm blessed. They love it because they've never heard that before. And they love it when I come in the morning because it makes their day. So, yeah.
Yeah. My future daughter-in-law says it all the time. She's like, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Yeah. So, yeah. So, Johnny, where are you from? Where were you born?
I was actually born and raised south of New Orleans, or some people say New Orleans, Louisiana, in the bayous of Louisiana. I basically grew up in the summer times with my grandparents, where I would help them around their house, or my grandmother had a field where we went and did the fields and picked up all the vegetables and things that were growing in the field. And then, of course, during the regular time, I would be in school. So summer times, I was always looking forward to it because I'd spend time with my grandparents and helping them any way I could. So that was basically there until I grew up and got started working after college and after I got out of the military, and then basically went to live in suburbs of New Orleans, and then basically lived and worked from there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so then I moved there, and I was still always in Louisiana. No matter where I went, whether it was in the military or anywhere else, I always came back home in Louisiana.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when you lived with your parents, but then you would definitely spend time at your grandparents.
Every summer.
So your grandparents were a huge impact on your life.
Oh, God, yeah. That's how I learned how to cook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And my grandmother would have the stepping stool, especially when she would make like blackberry dumplings or something that was in a bigger pot that I had to get on the stool to get into the sea. She would always make sure I had that stepping stool next to her so she can teach me. Yeah.
Oh, what a beautiful memory.
I will never forget. Yeah.
Those are beautiful, beautiful memories. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So how were you as a child in school? Were you popular? Were you
I was
good
a
at school?
I was a quiet child.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of things that I was going through in my life as a child, so I was more confined to myself, quiet. There were some times when I really got bad in school to where I got suspended. So yes, I was a bad little boy at times. But I think what it was for me was the things I was going through as a child
Mm-hmm.
basically had a big impact on me and the way I was acting in school, acting out for attention, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't on a choir. I was in industrial arts. I was in the what you call that again? When you do musicals and stuff. I'm trying to remember the name of the club. Um,
You were in theater?
Theater. I did that for a while. So yeah, what is the two ingredients on fudge? Chocolate and butter.
So, and now you're talking about high school. That's growing up in
No, that
regular.
was more in middle school and elementary. Once I got to high school, that was a little different. Then I started working through the DECA program, and that was my college courses. Getting ready for my high school graduation, where my junior and senior year I did a DECA program course, where
Mm-hmm.
half the day you would basically run a business in the class.
Yeah.
It was a fake business, but you had to basically do the book work and
Yeah.
all the things that has to do with a business in the office. And then the other half of the day I worked. So for me to do that, I had to keep a good above a C average. So I did have a good grade average, what was A's and B's in junior and senior. So basically, that was my way of learning the business aspects of doing business.
Yeah.
And that's what I enjoyed because, again, that taught me a lot before I even went out in the world. So, yeah,
Yeah. So, did you go to college right after high school, or did you take like a year off?
30 years.
You took 30 years.
Well, after high school, I went straight to the Navy. And once I
Okay.
was in the Navy, I went to Great Lakes, Illinois for my boot camp, and that was in March 11th of 1987. And then I got out in November of 1997. And then, I'm sorry, 1991. And then from there, I came back home because I was living in Jacksonville, Florida, in NESC Field in that area. And then I got out and then I moved back to Louisiana. And then I started doing odds and end jobs. And this is something that not too many people know, but back in the day, um, I was actually married to a woman, and that was when I was in the military. Because again, I was doing what the family wanted. I wanted to make them happy. I was not happy, but it was someone that I was from high school. We got married, and 3 years later, we got divorced. And that was a bittersweet because, again, for me, it was more of I would work offshore. I was working offshore as a cook.
Hmm.
And I'd come home one day and caught her in bed with another man. So I said, okay, we two can play this. And I never did anything or said anything while I was married. Let's get that straight to where I did not come out until after the divorce was final. And then again, it was not meant for us to be. But we are still friends to this day. She watches
Okay.
my YouTube channel. She replies to a lot of my videos, and on Instagram. We tell each other happy birthdays on our birthdays and Merry Christmas, the whole 9 yards. But again, it's the friendship. So, and she's gotten remarried. Her husband died, the one she married after we got divorced. And then she got remarried and she's been with the same gentleman, which happens to be my uncle's brother. Well, I say my aunt's married to. And then back in the South, we call each other, whether it's an aunt or uncle. You call them all aunt and uncles, whether they're
Right.
married or not. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but yeah, that's
Now,
basically how that happened.
did you have any children with her?
No, boo, you know why? When I was growing up, my mom and dad used to always say, "Child, I hope you have children just like you when you grow up and get married and have children." That was like the voodoo of glee on somebody when you're a kid. So no, I did not have no children. And when she said I want a child, right across the street we had a neighbor that was in the military that had a baby. We'd babysit them while they want to go out and do something. That changed her mind quick. So yeah, that cured that quick.
So you've never wanted children all through your life.
Granted, I did, but I think for me, I love children. Don't get me wrong, but for me, I was not in that. I wasn't ready for that back then. So I think that's why I never had any children because I was always afraid that I wouldn't be able to give them the life that they should have, which I know I could do it. I know I could. But again, it was just not the right time at that time. And as you get older, you start getting set in your ways and you learn things in life where, you do tend to love children. But the
Yeah.
best thing about it is you love them and give them back to their parents. Spoil them and give them back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I get it.
Yes, that is right, Ronnie. That's what I did. That was the best birth control we ever had.
So I know I'm jumping way ahead because you said it took you 30 years to go back to
Mhm,
college.
mhm.
And then we'll come back, but I want to get the schooling out of the way
Okay.
first. So, what did you go to college for, and what made you want to go?
Well, I started doing business for myself. I started going into business in 2005, right around Katrina. And I was working for a company who I was having issues with getting my paychecks, always making sure, can I cash it? Then it was always, well, you can't cash it today, cash it Monday. Then you can't cash it, then cash it Tuesday. So I would have to go to the bank and make sure the funds were there as soon as they were available. I would cash my check. I'm sorry, but I want my money. I worked for it. And so that made me go on my own, start my own business. And as I was doing my own business, and I was cleaning houses for other people, and I had a real big clientele, I wanted to learn more. And then so I said, well, why not? I know that I was going through some of the city programs they had for like the QuickBooks and Quicken and things like that.
Mhm.
But I wanted to learn more about what's going on now to run a business. And so I looked into it, and I was able to apply and go into it. It was a community college, and it was for entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
but also my minor was music. And so I wanted to basically, because I never played the piano, so I wanted to learn the piano. So I did that, and I did choir. So I was doing that a while, and then I did a couple of Christmas caroling type concerts for the school. And I was in the honor society for both different business and the school itself for honor choir,
Oh yeah.
for the honor society. I'm sorry. And so I decided to go, and I decided to do the entrepreneurship. It was my main one, and I completely completed it after being out of school for 30 years. I graduated with full honors on both honor societies at the college. And so for me, that was a big thing for me because I was very nervous at the beginning, not knowing if, because I was out of school for so long,
Yeah.
would I be able to do it and keep up with it? And sure enough, I did. But for me, and again, I guess it has a lot to do with the way I'm organized in my life. Everything I do has to be organized. And for me, it was more of making sure my schoolwork, whatever was due for that week or the next week, because you would get a list of things you have to do. And I was a fast learner for some reason, to where I was able to keep up and then go ahead a little bit, and have everything ready. And I would read the next chapter before the next week would start. Because in college, it's a lot quicker than school.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was a lot easier, but a lot of hard work, just like anything you do in life. And for me, it was great because I was able to learn new things that are in the society today for businesses. And that's basically how I got started, by going to college, because I wanted to do something better for myself and improving my business. And so that's why I did that. And then, of course, Robert and I, after we found out he had to move here for a job in Massachusetts, that changed some things as far as what I do, because I've been doing business for myself for so long. And so, but maybe I'll wait for that question, maybe if that comes up. But right now, that's why I did it, and I did graduate with full honors. And to me, that was the best thing I did. And besides meeting Robert and marrying Robert, for educational purposes, I think that was the best thing I did in my life after 30 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome. That
Yeah,
really
and
is
that's
awesome.
why you see this as my picture.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's sweet.
it's a
That's
great
awesome.
honor. So yeah,
Because there's a lot of people that don't go back, but you did, and
yeah.
that's a great story, um, to let everyone know. Hey, just because you're a little older or time has gone by, you can still do it. And
Well,
Johnny's a perfect example of
well,
that.
exactly. Because when I was going through high school, my first thing was to go to the Navy. So I joined the Navy and got out. But then it's like I always wanted to do. I did want to always go to college, but you got to remember, sometimes you cannot do it because maybe your parents aren't able to, or put the money aside and that kind of thing. I did apply for it at one time, and I got denied because we couldn't afford the funds for it
Mhm.
at that time. So that's when I went to the Navy. But then again, here it is 30 years later, and I was able to do it and still accomplish what I wanted when I was younger. So it's never too late to go back and get an education on something you want.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Definitely. So, Johnny, what is your earliest childhood memory? The one thing that sticks in your mind?
Always in the summer, my first thing was learning how to make blackberry dumplings in this huge pot at my grandmother's house. And also doing for me, gardening was learned from my other grandmother. She had the fields, and I would go help her. And the best thing for me was learning when and how to plant, in Louisiana, of course. Now here, I'm still learning up here, but in Louisiana, it was always learning when to plant, when to harvest, and what to do once you did that. And then learning for me was learning how to do the cooking of preserves and how to do things and freeze it, how to do things and cook in different aspects to where I didn't know that before. And I always
So,
my dream actually was to be a culinary cook, a chef. But I did all that and threw away the T-shirt. Now I'm doing it on my own because I enjoy doing what I want when I
yeah.
want. Yeah.
So your earliest memory, it is with your grandmother learning
Yes.
how to cook.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
So I know you were talking about, coming out and stuff like that. And I just want to ask you some questions on that because you have an amazing story. Your when you said you came out after you were married, after you got divorced,
Divorce, correct.
your parents were still alive?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, because I know your dad's still alive, and I
Yes,
know
he
your mom
is.
just passed away.
Yes, he died at the age
So
of 49 when I was 33 years old.
how um how did they take it?
I'm gonna tell
And
you like this.
how did you come out to them?
First, what I did was I basically made sure they were home, and that's one thing when I'd go to visit my parents, I would always call to make sure they were home because especially back then, my mom and dad were both alive. They were still married, the whole 9 yards. So for me, out of respect, I would make. And this was late in the afternoon. This was after my divorce was completely final. I went to visit my dad and my mom, and they were watching TV, and I sat down in the living room with them. We were watching TV, and I said, I got to tell you something. I said, I don't want you to find out from anyone else because there were some people who knew. And I told my mom and dad, they were both sitting together, and I told them, I said, look, I just want to let you know the divorce is final, and I'm gay. I said, I'm gay, and I'm coming out. My mom says, her reply was, Johnny, I already knew. I'm surprised it took you this long to come out.
That's
And my
right.
dad's reply was, wow, Johnny, that's just a phase. You're going to get out of it. So now, years later, I still joke with my dad and ask him, so Daddy, do you think this is still a phase? He said, no, I love Robert and you got the good guy. So no, I don't think it's a phase.
Nice.
Now,
So
on the bad side of that, the thing that hurt me the most was after that happened, one of my siblings ran to my, and I say ran, but here's the phone, Gazette, got the news has to travel. I have a godchild, and at that time, I was working offshore. And so when I would come in from offshore, I would bring my godchild, whether it's if I missed a birthday or he did good in school, I would bring him to the mall and let him buy whatever he wanted and then just pay for it. And then it'd be his holiday treats or whatever. And so my sibling, and I'm not going to say which one, but we really don't talk today. And it was for other reasons. But anywho, you always have one of those in the family. She ran and called my godchild's mother and told her, you need to get your son tested. Johnny just came out. He's gay. He may have molested your son. So she calls me and tells me what happened. She told her, if you can't respect your brother and love him no matter what, don't call my house anymore. She said, I know better. So that's how that news was taken from one of my siblings. And so it took a while for them to accept it, which I wasn't. At that time, I was done being happy for the family. It was time for me to be happy for myself.
that's
And so
right.
that's why I understand when you hear a lot of these stories of the younger ones wanting to come out, but they are afraid to. And it's things like that that I understand why, because I've been there. I've done that. I burned the T-shirt because for me, I was going to be happy for myself. Now,
Yeah,
if they can love me for who I am, they know who I am, or just leave me alone. Let me live my life.
exactly.
And so now you'll hear me say, I'm not gay. My ex-husband is. Because to me, this is just my life. I am
Right.
happy with who I am and who I've become and who I
Hmm.
live my life with. It doesn't
Right.
matter what I do in my bedroom or in my house.
Yeah.
You're going to know who I am and respect me for who I am, not for what the life title that people give me. So,
It's exactly. Yeah. It's a title. It's a
yeah.
title. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm a person just like everyone else, put my pants on one leg at a time. Unless you're sitting down and you put them both in at the same time. But for me, it's one at a time.
That's right. That's right. Wow. I'm sorry that you went through that.
Well, but you know what? Now they are talking to me. They see who I am. And that's one of the things I always said when that happened. And a lot of people don't look at it this way. But for me, it was their loss. because they don't know who I am. They're not going to learn who I am if they don't respect who I am.
They're
And
ignoring.
then, right. And so now, yes, granted, I'll send them hellos and things like that. But for me, I'm not going to go out of my way when I'm telling you hello, happy birthday, things like that, and you don't reply back. I'm sorry, but you're being disrespectful to yourself, not me. It doesn't bother me.
So how many siblings do you have?
I have one brother and two sisters.
One
My
brother.
brother is older than me, and the two sisters are younger.
They're younger than you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. And you had said that your mom passed away when she was 49.
Correct.
Your dad remarried.
Yeah, he got remarried a year later.
A year later. Yeah.
Now, that's another story. At the beginning of their marriage, I was not allowed to go to the wedding. I didn't find out till the night of that they got married. Because my stepmother at that time did not want me to be involved or at the house. And if I wanted to call my father, I would have to call him at work or go visit him at work. Only I was not allowed to go to the house because I'm gay. Well, years later, I find out she came around. I love her to death. Her grandson was gay. And so she came around, and then now we can't do without each other as far as that's concerned. And that's just me. I don't look at the past in a negative way. I look at it as a learning tool to improve my future.
Yeah.
And anyone else who comes in my life.
Wow. Wow.
So
okay.
Again, that's why I respect and know and understand for the younger generation who's having problems coming out because of things like that. I've been there. I've done that. I understand. So I give full respect for those who are coming out now and dealing with probably even more than what I did when I was younger.
Wow.
And I was in my 20s.
And you were in your 20s.
Yeah.
So what is the one skill besides cooking? We know cooking. So what is the one skill that you learned as a child that has helped you today in life?
For those who don't know and have not checked out my Macari and Etsy store, I learned from my grandmother, who always spent the summer and learned how to cook. I also learned how to crochet Afghans, scarves, and hats. And that's Afghans with yarn. And then I learned how to quilt. But back then it was by hand on a frame in her living room. And so now I still do quilts to this day.
And guys, if you haven't seen his quilts, they are freaking amazing. They're unbelievable. And he's got the machinery too. Hold on. Yeah. Okay.
Actually, real quick, if you want me to share it, it's fine with me.
Yes, you can.
My personal Crown Royal quilt that I made for myself that I sleep with every night. And yes, it's made out of Crown Royal bags of multiple colors.
Johnny's going to share it with us.
Yeah. All right, share my screen. This I made for myself, and I also made a bear one for Robert.
Wow.
Each one of these, like this is the orange Christmas one. This is the dark brown velvet one. If you look real close to the center, there's a Louisiana booth, NASCAR, and every color and every type of bag they ever came out with. And each one of these are cut out from the bags. These are all cut out from the bags on all the four corners. And then, of course, the different colors in quilt in different bags that ever came out. And then, of course, right here on the corners, I took 4 of the same style bag and made the blocks on the corners. And this, of course, the reason is if you look real good in this one right here, New Orleans Saints, the black and gold, fleur-de-lis, and of course, purple and gold for LSU, for the LSU Tigers. And
that is beautiful.
As you see, that was in our house in New Orleans, and that's me on top on the balcony, Robert taking my picture of the quilt.
Wow.
Gorgeous. That's just one of many. Just one of many.
That is what you call talent. That is beautiful.
And I never make the same quilt twice.
No, I know. I remember you saying that. Yeah. What brings you most joy in life?
Living day for day and living each day to the fullest.
And how did you come to realize that?
Actually, it started back in 2003 because I came down with leukemia. And I was told I only had 3 months to live. I looked at the doctor and I said, I'm sorry, but I don't see no expiration date written on the bottom of my foot. So I went through my chemo extensively. I was in remission after all that chemo I went through. And in 2007, I came out of it because it came back. And I wound up having a bone marrow transplant. And that, since 2007, has put me in remission. And here we are, what, 14 years later, 15 years later? And that's what made me realize that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
exciting.
John, he was up with me until the LSU colors.
So, what is one thing that has happened to you in your life that you've never told anyone?
Well, y'all know about the marriage now. Um, I was back in when I was younger, and this was after I came back from the military and didn't have a place to live. I was homeless, lived out my car, and worked every day. I would go to any of the rest areas I can go to and clean up so I can get to work the next day. And then finally got on my feet, got my first apartment, and that is all history from there on.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's not something I'm proud of, but guess what? I learned from it.
Yeah.
Anyone can become homeless,
Yeah.
but it's what you do with it to move on from that point on.
Wow.
Thank you, Ronnie. And it is something that's why I live every day to the fullest. And I always thank God for everything I do have and don't have in my life. Just like that song, thank God for unanswered prayers. Because again, I look at it this way: He doesn't give you anything you can't handle.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, what is your biggest fear in life?
I really don't have a fear. I honestly don't.
No.
No.
Good.
No.
What would you change about yourself, or would you change anything about yourself?
No. No changing. I
No
am who
change.
I am, and that's who I'll be to the day I
What,
die.
does anything make you angry?
There are a few things that make me angry, but I don't tend to show it because then I'm a type of person, if something makes me angry, no matter who it is or who, I will go to that person. If it cannot be resolved, then I wash my hands of it. See you, don't want to be you. And then again, if they do come back around, and I'm saying they because it's in general, no one in particular, I try to reason, because when I was growing up, we had an aunt who, again, during Christmas time, you may have arguments throughout the whole year. You may not disagree, or you may disagree with somebody in your family. But I always had this one aunt who always would try to reconcile whatever it may be, the differences of everybody during the year, and bring everybody back together for Christmas. And that's just the way I am too. And I've learned that from my aunt. It was one of those things where you basically just, you have to all come together eventually. Now, that doesn't mean you have to like everybody. You don't mean that you have to like or agree with what they do. But again, like I always say, you're able to agree to disagree with anything that anybody has because it's everybody's opinion. But
Absolutely.
for me, there's really nothing that makes me upset or angry. It's just that I disagree with some of the things that are being said to some people in some of the chats, for example. I know it has to do with YouTube in general because that's what I do every day. So for me, it's just a matter of reaching out to some people that I see things happening. I don't agree with some of the things that people are doing when it comes to upsetting others, disrespecting others. And that's just one of the things I don't like. And so I don't really get mad with it. I try to reason, so to say.
Okay, I'm going to ask a question that I see in chat because I've been wanting to know this too. What made you decide to color your beard?
Okay. Years and years and years. I'm 55. And all these years, every year for Christmas, I play Santa. And so one conversation started up and I'm going to say what channel. It was Dawn and Mary's channel from the Two Hip Chicks. And it was a comment that was made in the chat about them coloring their hair or dyeing their hair. And someone in the chat said, Johnny, you would look good with a red beard. And so 2 days later, I made an appointment and I went get it done. And it's like, I like it. And it's been done ever since. I was thinking of it one day. I said, I'd like to dye my beard, but it just so happened it was a conversation in their channel on one of their shows. And I said, you know what? That is a good idea. So I went and we decided on the color. And so now I go on a regular basis and tie up the colors and do the touch-ups and keep it trimmed. And I like it so far. So yeah.
I personally think you look a lot younger,
Yeah.
a lot younger. But I have to tell you the God honest truth. I love
That's
my
white.
Johnny the White beard. I just
So I'm
do.
not saying it's never going to go back white. It's just right
Mhm.
now I'm enjoying the youngness and the youthfulness of
Absolutely.
it. And that's why it happened.
Absolutely.
That's what, and I was thinking about it
100%.
for quite a while. It's just that was the one that took me over the edge and said, okay, do it. And look at Dawn. Who? No, not me.
What is the biggest misconception people have about you? Do you think?
First of all, I have to say I don't care if they do. That's just the way I am.
Mhm.
Because they don't know me. If evidently if they're having some kind of misconception about me, they may not know me or they don't know of me. But
Yeah,
once you get to know me, you're going to change your mind. Because what you see here, and I know some people have met me, I've met a lot of people in my community. They know that what you see here is what you're going to get, if not maybe a little bit more in person.
100%.
Yeah.
I can attest to that.
So if anybody has anything or bad about to say about me, I'm assuming that either one, I'm just going to say it. Either they one don't like me for whatever reason, which I don't see why.
Right?
But the point is, again, everybody has their right to feel what they do. But if I look at it this way, if you have an issue with something I'm either saying or doing, or you don't like me for some reason, reach out to me. I'm the type of person, I will listen.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's something that I need to change, or maybe I need to look at that again in a different way, then let me know, because I won't know unless you tell me. Because I
Right.
refuse to hurt anyone's feelings. That's just me. And so if I feel that I'm doing that in any kind of way, I want them to reach out to me and feel comfortable enough to let me know, so then I can change it. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, we had somebody who in one of my chats made a comment that I'm always, and then this is what made me change my morning show. That was now I love a constructive criticism, because someone in the chat one day made a comment that I don't let anyone talk. I'm always over talking over that person. And so I did not realize that was happening for two reasons. One, it was my internet connection, and two, because of the lag. So then I started evaluating it. And believe it or not, I no longer go Wi-Fi when I go live. I'm hot wired in, and it made a big difference. But
Oh,
I did not realize I was doing that until someone made a comment in my chat. Now, for me, I looked at it as, okay, now that is something I need to look into. Am I really doing that? I don't mean to do it, but again, I was still learning the backgrounds and learning StreamYard and learning how these things work. And for me, that made me change it, evaluate it, and correct it. And that's why I tell everybody, you want to make sure you are able to do the constructive criticism, because we're not here to hurt you. We're here
no.
to help you. And that's the way I took it when it came out of my chat. I'm not going to say who, Tommy. I'm going to keep that between myself and that person, because that made me a better person.
Yeah.
And that's the way I look at it. And that's how I want everybody to look at things like this. There are some people that are out to hurt you on YouTube. Granted, that is true. But it's what you do with it, improve in it, and make it better for yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. 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 So what motivates Johnny?
For me, it's when I make my goals. For me, and I've talked about this a lot when it comes to making goals. If I make a goal, I look at it for, like, say I want to do for a month. And I actually start for what I want to do for the year. Then I break it down by month. Then I break it down by week.
Yeah.
Then I break it down by day. That way I know and that's sad, but this is how I work. A lot of times when I wake up in the morning and I'm like, okay, I want to go back to sleep. But then I start thinking of, okay, want to get this done today. I want to get this done today. And so that gets me out of bed, because I don't wake up an alarm. I just wake up. And when I do, it's coffee, work. And I get into work. And before Robert has to go to work and he wakes up at 4:30, I usually wait till I hear pitter patter on the floors, because then I know he's awake. And I keep working till that point. And so for me to be able to accomplish what I want for the day, I don't let anything else get in that way until I get it accomplished. So that's why, for me, that's the way I do it. That's what gets me motivated,
Wow.
to accomplish what I set out to do for that day. Because if I don't, I won't make the yearly goal. I won't make a monthly goal or anything like that, because I'm behind. and I don't like to be behind. And I need
Okay.
to end my days by 2 o'clock. I want to make sure everything's done by 2 o'clock because the rest of the day is mine,
So
unless I have
basically,
another show.
so basically, what you're saying is your motivation is getting your things accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yep.
what motivates you.
Yep.
What's the craziest thing you've ever done?
Hmm. When I was younger, I was afraid of heights. And so we went to this one, it was a beach that had this like a waterfall type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me to try to come over that fear, I just did it. Went over the cliff. And I'm not afraid anymore of heights. So that would be the one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Uh,
little crazy.
yeah. Yeah.
For me, yes. Okay, finish this. Finish this question with a sentence. I wish I could.
Changed my life from when I was younger.
And why?
Be more stronger then like I am now. I think, and again, and I'm not saying it because it didn't get me to where I'm at today to be a better person, but I think if I would have known now what I did back then and bring it back then, I think it would have been a different outcome for me for my whole overlook on life back then as a child.
The saddest time in my life was.
When my mom passed away, I was the only sibling with her. I worked offshore at the time, and that was what really pissed me off was I worked for these people where I would go on 28 days, come in, the next day they would call me to go save a platform. I would go out and save a platform. And this particular time, everyone at the office, because I made sure they knew, and it just so happened I didn't know it right away until my sister told me that she was friends with the secretary at my work. And so I reported to them, letting them know my mother was in the hospital, possibly this many days left to live. And I did tell them. I went to work, got my 14 days out. The next morning was my transfer time to go come back in. Well, that night, after I've cooked dinner, and then I had a galley cook that would cook the midnight meal. So I already had my stuff done. Meal was already served on the line, and I got the word that my mom would not make it overnight. Well, I would call in and they told me, no, you have to wait for the full shift the next day. Well, I got my sister on the phone and I said, would you please call the Coast Guard and let them know this because the company is not letting me come back home until the next morning for my regular shift change. I was out off that platform before the last flight through the Coast Guards to get me back in. I drove all the way it took about almost 2 hours for me to get there. And I stayed at that hospital bed with my mom the rest of the night, and she died at 4:05 that next morning. 5:04 the next morning.
Oh.
Yeah. And that, to me, if I give something and that's why I work for myself now, because back then I gave it my all. If they called me when I came in, I just had enough time to maybe pay enough bills, make sure I got all my money where I wanted it, and go right back off the next day for these people. And they tell me no after I had the whole meal cooked for that night, and my crew change was the next morning. No, boo, you lost my respect for you. I'm done. Don't put me back on your schedule. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So that's why I always say, for those who always talk bad about their parents, especially the younger kids these days, respect your parents because you never know when they're going to be gone.
Do I know that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard after. So you're going to
It
regret it
is.
if you don't do it while they're alive.
Absolutely. I'm most proud of.
Meeting Robert and getting to marry him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very
First,
sweet.
and my business, but that's first. That's number one. Yeah.
Yeah. What brings a smile to your heart?
Making someone else happy per day. If I can make someone happy or help someone out in a day, that's what brings joy to my heart.
So, on your downtime, when you're off of YouTube and it's just Johnny, it's just you, what do you do for yourself?
Lately, I just relax in the recliner and pull it back and watch TV or drink chocolate wine and Crown Royal and whatever else I want.
Oh. What is your strangest habit?
Hmm. I would have to say, and this is not, I guess it's not strange to me, but always putting things where they belong when I pick them up and use it and put it back where it belongs. It's just one of those things that's my pet peeve.
So are you one of those that if something's moved over an inch,
No,
you
I'm
need
not
to
that
put it
bad.
back?
I'm not that bad. No, I'm not that bad.
So if something's taken out of place, you need to put it back.
Well, when I say that, meaning if I'm, for example, I have a spot where I put all my ink pens if I'm at my desk and I'm using the ink pen and I'm done. It's going to go right back where I set it because I know that's where they are. Or if I'm using, um, I'm doing something in a sense and I'm done with it, like a pair of scissors, and I'm done with it. I'm not just going to lay it down. I'm going to put it back where it goes so I know it's always there when I need it. It's just that's how I am when it comes to that kind of stuff. So OCD, I guess. Yeah, you're right, Kathy. Not bad. No. I have to say, y'all, Robert's in the chat. He is off and he is in the chat. He was in the morning show as well. So if y'all don't know who that is, it is Robert Krennick is my husband. Him and I actually met. We started dating on January the 8th. We started dating. Then we got married 10 years after we were together.
Where did you meet,
No, I'm
Robert?
sorry. It was 6 years together. And then we've been married, going to be 6 years this January. So it's 12 years on the 8th. We got
Where did
married on the same day we met.
where
So
did you
none of us
meet, Robert?
actually, I did not know this at first. I went to, now this was after I just split up with the guy I was dating at the time, came in and moved into my house with a carload from Pennsylvania. Things were going sour. I found out he was cheating on me. I said, look, you came here in a carload, you pack your shit and go back in a carload back to where you came from. So that year, that in October, there was in New Orleans, it's called the Voodoo Parade. It's a parade for Halloween, Crew de Voo. My tenant at the time that was renting my apartment behind my house that I would rent out to this person, I did not know that he was friends with Robert. And so this Halloween parade, he asked me to go. I said, no, I don't know. I really don't want to go out. It was a club that he belonged to. And you get to meet people. I said, okay, I really don't feel like it, so I guess I will. So here I go with my ice chest and my Crown Royal and my 7-Up, my Sprite, and ready to get drinks on and getting there, whatever. And he was there. He was introduced to me, not realizing who he was at the time. Then one day he comes knocking at my door, wanting to go and meet the tenant, not knowing that it was the house in the front and the tenant was in the back. So my dog, Latte at the time, was barking his butt off at the door. So I go to see who's at my door, and it was him. And I didn't even open the door. I didn't unlock it because I was talking through the door. I said, can I help you? He said he was looking for Alex. And I said, oh, that's my tenant. He's in the back. Go around the back and the stairs upstairs. So that's how we originally met, not knowing him at the time.
Behind a
Then,
closed door.
yeah, the door that was closed with a glass because I had a big old glass door with curtains on it. And so we went to, I didn't know he was there. And we have mutual friends that I was also cleaning their bed and breakfast. And it just so happened they were having a party. And I went for New Year's. And Robert was there, not knowing he was there, not knowing that he was listening to conversations that I was telling other people. And at the time, I was on another website where this one guy, oh, by the way, you're so and so on this website. I said, yeah. I said, yeah, anybody who comes to my profile, because you'll know who visits your profile, I would always send back a message, thank you for viewing my profile. Well, it just so happened the very next morning, I wake up and I got a message that someone viewed my profile. And I give you a hint who that was. He's in the chat. So I reply back, thank you for viewing my profile. And so we started chatting personally back and forth. And on the 8th, this was after New Year. So the 8th, he asked, well, would you like to go on a date? I said, would you like to go somewhere and eat? I said, well, yeah, sure. I have no problem. So he says, you pick the place. And I've been to this one place where it was a pizza parlor where it was all you can eat pizza. And knowing that he loves pizza, I picked that place. So we went, we had our first meal there, and we started dating ever since. And every year on our anniversary, we would go back to that same place.
Aw.
Where a year later, it was no longer the pizza place, it was a Japanese place. And I've always wanted to try Japanese.
Uh-huh.
So we had our next meal there. And so every year we'd go back and it was always there. So that was our yearly thing every year to go back. And then
Oh,
when it became legal to be married, because in Illinois it was legal, but we didn't want to get married twice because Robert had never been married. And so we decided once it became legal, I was actually with him in Virginia on a job he was on and stayed at the hotel there. And when it became legal, we then called, it was the 4th of July weekend. And then we called his family and we set a date, talked about if they would be honored to be, letting them know we were thinking about getting married. And they were all happy about it. And so we planned the date. I planned the wedding from July to November. I had everything worked out. All the invitations were ready to go out. Everything was done except I told his boss, I don't care what you do. He has to be in the month of December to get fitted for his tuxedo because that's the last thing he's got left to do. That's all he's got to do. I said, I don't care if I have to come back and hijack them from your job where y'all at. He's coming back to get fitted for his tux. So needless to say, he did make it.
yeah.
And so we had over 250 people at the wedding.
Wow.
We had 16 people serving in the wedding. But the most unique thing was everyone on each side, it started with a male. Their partner was either female or male, whichever was on each side, but it was not all male, all female. It was male, female, rotated. Whoever they were serving had the same color.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so we wound up having over 250 people. And when we got married, we got married at the Magnolia Plantation, which was a banquet place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome story.
Yep. And so Here we are going to be 12 years, 6 married, 6 together. So a total of 12 on the same day.
On the same day.
Yep.
All these questions, he's going to ask these questions one day so you guys can win a prize.
Yeah. 2,000 subscribers is coming. I just hit 1,200. So yeah. I already have a box away, put away marked 2K giveaway.
Oh, yeah, I heard you say that. So what has given you the biggest adrenaline rush thus far?
This is the honest God's truth. Since I started YouTube, and this has been 2 years ago. At first, yes, I was nervous. I really didn't want, just like anybody else when you first start out, you really don't want to do anything. But the part is, for me, my adrenaline is being able to get anyone that comes in my morning show or any live that I do and get them to their milestone at that time in that show, in that moment. Because if they're like so many numbers away, and we've had so many things, even up to 1,000 subscribers made on the show. And for me, that is my adrenaline. To be able to do that at least once a day, no matter how many times in the show, but at least to do that every day with someone that comes in that needs to be that little edge, that little nudge, that little push to get into that next milestone.
Yeah. Can definitely see the happiness in you when that person comes back and they're like, oh my God, I made it. And you see that excitement in you. Yeah, definitely.
It's a blessing for me in both ways, for myself and that person. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about your hopes and your dreams. What do you hope to accomplish with all of this in your life?
For me, as long as I can keep helping people each day, no matter how many in a day, that is my accomplishment. But the biggest accomplishment I wish, and I know this is, everybody wishes this, but is to get rid of the hatred in the world. For people to open their eyes that everyone is unique in their own special way, but to respect that person, no matter what they do in their life, no matter what they're trying to accomplish in their life, accomplish it with them and respect them and honor their wishes on what they're trying to do. And it's everybody has their own thoughts and ideas and their way of thinking. That doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It just means that's their thoughts. So you need to respect that at every given time. And that's my wish, that I wish that everybody would do that.
How would your friends describe you to someone else?
Oh, Lord, I hope anyway, this is what it is. happy, easygoing, thoughtful, respectful, caring, um, and it can go on because I at least I hope that's what they see in me when I'm thinking of it. Um, and yeah, I would hope so. That's what I'm thinking anyway. I hope.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
that's what I think.
I think that too, Johnny.
Oh, thank you.
Are you a confrontational person?
No, I would rather work out an issue with anyone than being confrontational. For me, if I can accomplish, and again, you got to, and this is why I always say this: we all may have our own thoughts or ideas, or even though we make suggestions or things like that, doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It
Mm-hmm.
just means that's the way I do it. But I have to respect if someone else has a different idea or thought about that same topic. So for me, I don't like confrontation. I would rather leave a room and say I'm in person with somebody and it's happening in person. I would be the one to leave the room and then come back later. And that's if I'm in anybody in anywhere in public even too. I just don't like confrontation. I'd rather it be something that can be worked out, beneficial to everyone that's involved. I'm a type of person. I'm a mediator when it comes to, and I've done this many a times in the back rooms where people have asked me for uh, help and to be the middleman, so to say. And yes, I've done that because I'd rather see people want to try to come together if there's issues or confrontation going on. I have no problem trying to help people get through it. I just the way I am. I'm always looking out, not trying to be partial to whoever is involved, and including myself. If I have a problem with somebody, I will come to that person and talk to them about it. I'm a type of person you won't see me talk about it in the chat, but you'll hear from me on personal, either any social media that I can get to you. Because I'm a type of person to rather talk to you behind the scenes, part one-on-one, than bring it up into some chat of someone's live. And that's just the way I am.
That's true.
The peacemaker. Oh, thank you, Bobby.
Yeah, that's exactly what came to mind, Bobby. You're absolutely true.
Yeah.
That I have to say, a peacemaker. Yeah. Yeah.
Because you try to, and this is just the way I am, I always try to look for the good in people, because there's going to be some good in somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Even though there may be problems going on, there's always ways to look over it and look away from that and look at what's good in the person.
Sometimes.
Actually, Boatman says, are you from Long Island, Johnny? No. I'm actually born and raised in Louisiana, but I live in Massachusetts. And I know people love the way I say it because I know I'm not saying it right. It's just me.
No, I don't like the way you say it.
I'm sorry, that's my accent.
It's Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
No, Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. I'm sorry, that's just the way I say it. And everybody seems to love it because I'm sorry, I can't correct it. It's just the way I say it.
It's you. It's just you.
Right. It's just me. Massachusetts. Yeah. Massachusetts.
Okay, this is going to be my last question before I'm going to give it to the chat.
Okay.
Okay, and people in the chat, after I ask this last question and I get my answer, or our answer, I should say, you guys can ask Johnny a question, and I'll highlight it and ask Johnny for you. So my last thing is, and I know it's going to sound a little gruesome, but it really isn't. Okay.
I already played the fifth. No, I'm just joking.
On your tombstone,
mm-hmm.
What do you want written on your tombstone?
I already have it planned out, and it's actually going to be buried with my mom. I will be cremated, and just my name and date of birth and when I died.
That's it.
Plain and simple. Yep.
You don't want anything else on there, or?
No, if the family decides, so that's up to them, but no.
But if you could, what comes to mind? What saying would come to mind?
He lived his life to the fullest.
There you go.
I'm sorry.
And that's Johnny's motif there.
That's right.
Living my life to the fullest. I just want to say thank you, Johnny, and immensely. I am thrilled that I have you here. I have you in my life. I thank you from last November, because that was the first time I ever auctioned. If no one knows,
Yep.
I was on Johnny's channel. Kevin gave me a boot, and then Johnny took a hold of my strings, and he just pulled me, and I thank you. And you
You're
do
welcome.
that for everyone.
Yeah.
Not specific few. You reach out, and he just does everything for you, or helps you with everything, I should say. So I just want to say thank you so much for being you.
Thank you for having me here today too, because I'm like I always tell everybody, and I'm doing this for after the first of the year as well. I'm gonna start opening myself up to be on other people's channels that are doing guests. I am willing to start doing some of the late night shows that some people do, but again, as long as I know ahead of time, I'm gonna get my nap in the middle of the day somehow. I will be starting to do that. I did start it again this past year when I said this year started, that I wanted to do it, and I've been on like Tommy the Bargain Effects 2.0 twice already, and so in the beginning of January sometime, I will be on his show again for the third time, and for me that's an honor because I love learning from other people. That's one thing. My goal is to make sure I learn something new every day, and it could be anything from anybody. Because if you watch a lot of channels, which is hard sometimes, but learning something new from someone is a great knowledge of a wealth from somebody.
Yeah.
But for me, in my shows, I always open the morning show for anybody who wants to come on and promote their channel. That's why I always put the link in the chat once I go through all my hellos with everybody. To me, acknowledging people in your chat is the most accomplished thing that I want to do every morning or every show. And so that's why I always open the link for anyone who want to come on and promote their channel, no matter what it is, when it is. And that's one of the things I've changed my format back in October. Granted, I've always had or have had in the past co-host, but I find that this new format is better because then everybody who wants to come on that day are more than welcome. Or if they're nervous or thinking about it, they're welcome to always come on because everyone is welcome. Just like this past week, I had a comment come in with somebody who, for the first time in my chat, had hello to everybody with the rainbows. And the very next question was, are you LGBTQ friendly?
Yeah.
And so my next reply was, all are welcome. No one is refused, unless you come in and do some kind of bot bull crap or whatever, and you're starting drama in my channel. Then I'm sorry, but you have to go.
Johnny, I have to ask you this. I have to. I got to know. Whatever happened to that crazy person that would come into your bingos about the moon pies?
I got a question for you. She still comes in different names. And guess what? It gets blocked every time she comes in with a different name. And you know what's the amazing thing about her? And it is a her. Every time she comes into bingo, and I always say, if this is your first time or you've changed your address, please fill out my bingo form.
Mm-hmm.
She will fill out the bingo form not once, not twice, not 3 times, but every time, 4 times with the new name she comes in the chat with. Yes, Cheryl, you are always welcome. Like I tell everybody, everyone is welcome. When I put that link up in the chat, you are welcome to come on. Always.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and she still comes every week, except maybe last week. I think we were fortunate enough not to be in the chat with her. But usually she'll come in. And the first thing that happened was she was actually taking people's channel names and then adding their first name in the title. So that's how I originally caught her, because she used the same numbers every time. And when she filled out the form, it was the same person, but the YouTube channel she used. Yeah.
She used was different.
Yeah, all because she was trying to look. And the reason it started that way, every time I know that it's somebody's birthday and they happen to be in the chat that Monday,
Samantha. That's her name, Samantha.
Yeah. That
She's
is her name.
Johnny's thorn.
Yeah. And so what happened was the week of, and I want to say it might have been in February or March, there was a couple of birthdays in the chat, and I asked that person to send me and fill out the form because I was wanting to send them something. And I knew it was their birthday. So she replies to me not only 5, but 6 emails that I owe her a box of moon pies because it was her birthday the week before.
I remember that
I sent her moon pie. So after the 6th email, I replied back, and usually I wait a couple of days, make sure I'm calm and not answer anything. I did it immediately when I got that 6th email. And let me tell you one thing, it was not the pretty side of me. I told her where to go find them, how much you can get them for 99 cents, and leave me the F alone. I sure did. I told her several places she should get them.
I remember that as plain as day. It was the funniest thing. You never see Johnny razzled. Never. But as soon as he sees her, forget it. It's Johnny 2.0. Phew.
And the sad thing about it is over a box of moon pies that costs 99 cents. Come on now. But yeah, everybody's going to have one eventually. But you can get them at Dollar Tree, Walgreens. Yeah, for $1.
Oh, I thought you were saying everyone has a thorn on their side, and yours is Samantha.
Oh, she is, yes. The thorns you don't want to grab on a rose, yes. And it's not the rose I'm talking about.
Guys, does anyone have any questions for Johnny? Let's see.
Oh, wow.
Johnny, it was so good to learn about who you are. My dad and his side of the family are all from Jefferson Parish. I grew up in Boston, Mass. Nice.
Yeah, we were living in Jefferson Parish, and then we moved to Covington before we moved here to Mass. Yeah. That's awesome.
Good to know.
Yes. Ella. Hello, Ella.
Ella's here. Yeah. Where are you, Ella? And Jenny. Hello, Jenny.
Hello.
And I was trying to click on Ella, but it jumped. Hey, Ella. Mwah. How are you? And Thomas. Hello, Thomas. Mwah. As I'm saying hi to you people, put your questions in the chat. And I know I said hi to Crazy Maze. I know that there was someone else that came in here. Dot County Picker. Hello. Thank you for
Jimmy.
coming in. And then I did see Cheryl. Was it? Yes, Cheryl.
Yep.
Hey, Cheryl. Thank you for coming in, honey. Who else? I know Bonnie. I think I said hi to Bonnie. Mwah! Hi, my beautiful, sweet Bonnie. And I think, was it Sniper that came in too?
Thank you, Rhonda. And that's why, for me, when she asked me yesterday, I immediately told her yes, because again, I'm looking at wanting to go on other channels as guest, more than what I've done in the past. I have been doing YouTube for 2 years, but now I think it's time for me to branch off a little bit more and start going on the other channels. And again, the reason I shared, because I knew there are some people who deal with this kind of stuff every day. And that's just a part of me what I dealt with. So yeah. Don't forget also, Jennifer's been dropping my links for the TGIF Friday auction at 2 p.m. Eastern. I have 3 different channels. I have the live channel that I'm on with this one now. I also have the Kajun Roots Reseller. And the best thing about my channels, if you start typing in the search word Kajun, when you start putting the R, all 3 of my channels come up.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
I do have a cooking channel, and I also have the one that I do all my pre-recordeds. Oh, we got a question coming in from Ella.
Question. Johnny, when are you coming to Florida? Better be my part of Florida.
I have no idea yet. That is something that Robert and I both plan because of the fact the way he works. If he and I can make a plans, we will do so. But again, I'm not saying it'll never happen. It's just a matter of it hasn't happened yet. But again, we'll see. You never know. And you would be the first one I contact.
D. Scott wants to know, Johnny, what is the strangest encounter you've had?
Strangest encounter. None that come to mind. Well, let me. I can say this. In New Orleans, one of the things that I have learned throughout the years, and I am one of those that sometimes are very skeptical when it comes to people asking for like money or begging, panhandling, and that kind of thing. Someone, and again, in the town, when you see it a lot, you kind of step back and look back at what's going on. I have to say that someone approached me one day, Um, and again, when I worked in New Orleans, it was always eating on the road kind of thing of the types of job I had. And this one person asked me for some money to eat. Well, mind you, I see a lot of them that go from like staying in front of fast food restaurants and going right next door to a liquor store or a convenience store. The next thing you know, you see them on the road with a bottle of whiskey or whatever, a beer, whatever. I'm a type of person that I will go into the store or that fast food restaurant, buy them a meal, then bring it to them and say, God bless you, enjoy. Hope you get strength and enjoyment out of this meal, or something in that effect, because of the fact that there's so much people that definitely use people for money and then go buy liquor or things like that. So that would be the weirdest thing I have to say that I've ever had. You didn't encounter a UFO? No, I have not.
You
Not in this,
haven't met an alien yet?
not this lifetime yet. See, Jimmy has a question up there.
Is Jimmy Sniper?
Yeah, that's Jimmy.
Hey, Johnny, how are your Amazon book sales going?
Actually, the Jimmy one is Dark County Picker.
Oh. Sorry.
That's all right. At 11:17, there you go.
Johnny is one of the most of many people who helped me with my courage to pursue YouTube. Thank you for what you do for us.
You're welcome, Jimmy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The next one was the funk.
Yeah, the weirdest item you sold on yeah.
I'm gonna have to say, I bought out a couple of eBay stores this past year, and I listed the items, and I have to say there's actually two that make that top of the list. KY jelly and the extra pump, the breast pump, the extra parts that you need for the breast pump machine and the breast pump pieces would have to be the top two things the weirdest things I've sold. That's my biggest.
Wow.
And I bought that from somebody's eBay store, and I bought them out.
Oh, I know who. I know who.
All right, now the seller says, Johnny, how are your Amazon book sales? I have to say, when I first started, the first book I listed, I sold all of them in one day on my very first listing. Now I'm listing where I have some good news on that too, by the way. I don't know if y'all, I don't think I said it in the morning show this morning. I may have. I have some books listed. I've been doing a lot of shopping and sourcing. And now when I go out, it's Amazon scan first, then eBay. And if I'm gated, then I go to eBay. But if I'm not, I'm scanning to see how much I can get for them. Now, for me right now, and I had a class, I did a one-on-one with Tommy because I had some questions because I was concerned about maybe if I had my prices too high. We'll kind of find out I am good at the prices I have listed because of the fact that right now, for some reason, there's a lot of people that are taking the price on things that I have listed. And I'm not willing to go that low because I'm going to stay firm with my price for right now. And again, I'm not having any sales, but I am starting to branch out into some more things. I just started 3 weeks ago. I listed some toys that I got approved on. And the biggest news that I found out yesterday was I applied for a wholesale company. And then I went and applied through Amazon, and I am ungated and approved to sell for Hasbro. I'm so excited about that. I'm looking forward.
Oh my God, you got ungated for Hasbro? Very cool.
Yes. And so now I'm looking at, I've already made a big purchase, waiting for it to come in because it's gone straight on Amazon because I got it ungated on all those products.
Good for you. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's a great step for me for the new year.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Hey,
so again,
Jen.
one of the things I have to say is don't be afraid to sit on your prices if you can, because there's so many people that are taking the prices right now, even on Amazon, that I just let it ride, let them sell theirs out, then mine will come up. Hello, Lori.
Good morning, Lori. And my little Lori. Yep. And Jen. Yep. I had Jen before while you were talking.
Yeah.
Where'd she go? Right here.
Hello. Ella. She said, speaking of breast pumps, I have two. I got a list.
You got your package. Yes.
Awesome.
I sent Rhonda some goodies that I hope she's going to like.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right, then.
Renee, hello. FYI, Johnny, Eddie's West Bank tune-up was my dad's shop in UP. Oh, what? I know exactly where that's at. Cool. Yeah, I was in that area a lot with when I taught sewing and quilting at Joanne's. I was a teacher there.
Oh, you were a teacher at Joanne's Fabric?
Yep.
Very
I
nice.
taught sewing and how to read patterns, how to sew, how to quilt. Yep. I was the head teacher there at the one on the in that area where she's at. That
Nice.
her dad's place was or is.
Hey, Popo. How are you, my Popo? Mwah. I hope she's doing well, Renee.
Yes.
And you too. You stay safe. Jerry's here. Good morning, Jerry.
Yeah, tomorrow's his big day, y'all.
It is.
At 12 p.m. Eastern on his channel.
Big,
He's
huge
doing a big
day.
blowout auction.
Toilet Girl Scarlett.
Scarlett, hello, good morning, and welcome.
Hello, Scarlett. Mwah. Good morning, honey. Anyone else came in before we leave? Because this girl, guess what today is? Yesterday was my daughter's birthday. So we're celebrating it today because that's when everyone can come over because everybody's so busy.
Yeah.
So, so I'm making her favorite here.
Wow. Hello.
I'm making her favorite dish today.
Ooh.
And having the whole family over.
Awesome.
Yes. Texas Val, good morning. Thank you, honey.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of your celebrations are always either the day after, the weekend after, or the week after.
Yes, always. Because you know why? I'm selfish. I really, really am. I am very selfish. Because I think like yesterday was her birthday. So she spent it with her boyfriend or her fiance, I should say. You know, maybe his mom wants to do something. So they're always moving here and there, be it Christmas, Thanksgiving or whatever. So everyone has something to do besides, just one person to go to. And since Casey, my daughter, has both parents, me and my ex-husband divorced, that's 2 places she needs to be. Right. Her fiance, his parents are divorced. There's another 2 places. That's 4 places. I'm selfish. I want to spend the whole day with my children, not have them leave. So I always wait until it's like a week later, and that's how I celebrate my holidays.
That is awesome, though.
Wonder Woman, you're still waiting for that. Oh, I know. I'm so bad.
When I first met, and you gave me that Portuguese bread. Oh my god! And I made French bread out of that. Oh,
the French toast out of it.
Yeah.
That's what she's talking about. The sweet bread.
Oh Lord Jesus! And, it's so hard to find bakeries around here like that. I hate that because of where we live. For that, you got to go out of town.
Oh, because you're
travel. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're up higher. Yep. Yeah, the southeast part of Massachusetts, that's where, you're getting in Boston, you're getting the Italian. Yeah. And then you come down south, you're getting more of the Portuguese. So, yeah. Oh, good stuff. Jerry's waiting for his malasadas.
Vegemite? I heard about that with Larry. I know that Vegemite.
Oh, the Vegemite? I have no idea. It doesn't sound good at all.
Ask Victoria about it. She'll tell you. Or Larry, because he did it on his show this week.
Ronnie's going to get her hair dyed. I love Ronnie. So funny. So freaking funny.
Thank you, Ronna. Have a good day.
I think Ronnie and I have a lot of personalities that are the same.
Oh, it was on this morning. I missed it then. I know he was talking about it.
Hey, Ashley.
So, yeah, if you want to go back and watch Larry's show this morning, he did it this morning on his show with the Vegemite.
He did it on his show or?
Well, he did it on his live this morning.
He did it on his live. Okay.
Yeah, Scarlett just said he did it on his show this morning because I know he was going to do it this week sometime. I didn't know when.
Oh, nice.
And I just happened to miss it this morning because I didn't wake up till 6:30 this morning.
What?
I did not wake up till 6:30 this morning.
Wow. Well, hey, wait a minute, because
6:30 this morning is when I woke up this morning.
I know, but Ronnie. I'm thinking of Ronnie. Robert's off
And he
today.
was
Was
still
his
sleeping
first
when I
day
woke
off.
up. Yeah. But usually I'm up at 3:30, 4 o'clock. It's at the latest 4:30 when the alarm goes off. But not this morning. I slept till 6:30 and I woke up jumping out of the bed like, oh my God, I'm late. And I wasn't. But yeah.
Yeah.
But again, I went to bed at 8:30 last night, but that's after drinking a half a bottle or more of chocolate wine and a special bottle that I got of eggnog from Miss Carol, and it's nice and strong.
So D. Scott just said he ate it was on Victoria's show. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did have
So he didn't want to do it on his own show because I know Victoria did it before too. And it's good to see you, D. Scott. Actually, was starting to come. Has been on my morning show.
Oh, hold on.
There you go.
D. Scott. Okay. I got you wrenched.
Doing Christmas trivia tonight, Johnny. I'm doing Christmas trivia tonight.
Oh, yes. And that's the way it goes. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, D. Scott has been new in my channel, and every day he's been coming in, that person. I'm saying he, I'm not sure.
D. Scott told me on Monday that he's going to be doing the same community news.
Starting the after the first of the year.
Yeah, that's what he said that he was doing. So he'll be doing community news.
Yep.
So
that'd be awesome.
And on that, I am going to say, I bid everyone a great day. I hope to see you guys later. Johnny, I thank you.
Thank you.
I'm blessed to have you on my channel. Yeah.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, definitely. Loved it. Guys.
And thank you for asking me.
Thank you everyone for being here. Make sure you hit subscribe. Buy Johnny a coffee. Go buy Johnny a coffee. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
We're not done yet.
Really? I just saw the flags in the chat. I'm still watching and reading the chat.
All right, guys. Guess what? We're really leaving now. Bye.